Well, now we're back to familiar territory, NJ, aren't we, with WWE?
Smackdown!
Yeah, to be honest. That is going to be our video for today, as you can tell by NJ's awesome reaction, we'll call it. We're going to be doing our Smackdown review. It's Friday today, which means, as we all know, time for Smackdown. NJ, where can these guys subscribe to us?
Up above.
Oh, thank you very much. Like this video. Put your comments on your thoughts on Smackdown down below. We want to hear your thoughts on the show. We want responses from you guys out there.
And you can contact us in the links in the description box below.
Yeah, nice one, NJ. Right, so should we just get right into this Smackdown review? Because we started off with a match.
We did. It was Christian versus Mark Henry.
God, you just did the heel Christian thing there, didn't you?
A little bit.
No, we'll go on to that later. But yeah, we had a Christian versus Mark Henry match. A great way to open the show. I think this helps, fasten up the pace of the show rather than a segment. We already had the main event set up, so we didn't need a promo to set up the main event. So in my opinion, it was a great way to start the show, and it was a good match. Yeah, you had the dominant heel and Mark Henry do his thing, and then the sort of face comeback guy Christian. It was, a good match to see.
There was part at the end when I just thought the way Mark Henry lost, it weren't really good for Mark Henry. Yeah, it's Christian's finisher, but the way Mark Henry's built up, I was thinking he should have pushed out that, maybe just finish in a different way.
Yeah, but on a TV, maybe at a pay-per-view, but on a TV match, that is an understandable finish, a finishing manoeuvre. So, I'll give it the thumbs up. It went for a good amount of time. In the time it got given, it did well. So, it's just better than an opening segment. That's what I'm going to say.
What we used to say is that why have two big guys? Because we know Mark Henry's sadly coming up to be a main eventer. Yeah. Christian's main eventer. Why have them as the first match? You should have it's just mid cards or something, shouldn't you?
It should either be the opener, the hour main event, or the main event. That match. But I'm glad it was an opener, just because it was a great way to get SmackDown started, and it really put me in a good mood for SmackDown. Because we saw Christian win with his kill switch, and it led to the promo, which was after the match.
But let's see how long your good mood lasts.
Oh, it will last a while. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
Christian gets on the mic afterwards and says that he wants to be put in the World Heavyweight Championship match. But then out comes Teddy Long. Oh, we love Teddy Long right here in the British Fist. He makes Christian the special referee for the match. So I don't know what to think of that. That was weird. I don't know why they did.
Christian had no really need to be the referee in this match. It should just been a single match.
But we find out later why he is a special referee. We're hinting at stuff here. But, don't worry, you'll get the hint soon. With him being a special guest referee, I was just thinking, we kind of know the result now because we know them two are friends. So we kind of knew the result was going to happen. But we'll move on from that. It was a good opener. Again, more build for the main event, so I'm happy with that. Yep. Okay. Oh, God. We then get a video package for Sheamus, and it showed him being dominating and everything like that. But all I'll say about this, MJ, is the reason they've had to do this is because they haven't legitimately built him up as a #1 contender. So they have to show footage like this because, no one really sees him as a viable #1 contender.
Not anymore, no.
No, exactly. I mean, he's a main event guy, but he hasn't been built up enough, has he? Would you agree?
But like Teddy Long said near the beginning, he said that Sheamus has deserved this. So I'm saying with this package and him deserving this, I think it's all right.
Okay, fair enough. Well, we will have our opinions. Even on the British Fist, we have our own separate opinions. But anyway, oh God, NJ, you know what it's time for now, don't you?
It is time for
the Who Gives a Fuck segment.
Yeah, well, it didn't come out.
You missed your cue, but oh well, don't worry. We'll sort it out later, NJ. Don't worry. Yeah. So, can you do this, NJ? Because I'm fed up with this.
Okay, it's good to see Tamina wrestling. I'll give her that because she's been here and she needs to be shown as a diva. But the match, just overall, was just nothing special.
Okay, last week we had the exact same match between Alicia Fox and Tamina and AJ and Caitlyn. The match lasted, 2 minutes? It did nothing for no one in the match. If you're going to put new people over, make them win.
Well, they did make Tamina win. She hasn't been.
No, I mean AJ and Caitlyn, because Tamina is established kind of in a way. But I don't know. It's just doing anything for me. I'm looking on the ringside. I'm thinking I'd rather see Natalya versus Rosa Mendes in a match.
That would have been
rather than that. I don't know. It just didn't do anything for me. That's why I thought it was a Who Gives a Fuck segment.
There's not much to say about that then.
No, it was a blah match. Blah. I know Spike won't be happy with this, but blah.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Kind of like me talking all the time, blah, blah, blah.
Come on now.
Alright, fair enough. Okay. Oh God, we then get on to another Who Gives a Fuck segment, although this wasn't quite as bad as the previous segment. Cody Rhodes is coming out and cutting a promo on Daniel, but I didn't really get the gist of this promo, if I'm honest.
It didn't really have much feeling to it. I know it's Cody Rhodes getting some in-ring time, but
it's just developing his character.
But he did say one thing. He's going to go towards the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes, which I found interesting, because at the moment, he's probably been the most well-built heel on SmackDown.
True.
So why not?
I'm thinking, at the minute, he needs to get himself out of this stupid thing that he's doing at the minute with Daniel Bryan.
Well, I think that feud could be very good. That's just my opinion. My opinion on that, and I'll talk about that later, but I think that's a good feud for both of them at the moment. Let Cody go over in that feud, and then maybe go after the Heavyweight Championship there.
It could be the case, yeah.
Yeah. So that segment really didn't do anything, but I suppose it's Cody. It's more continuation of the development of the Cody Rhodes character. So there we go. We'll just leave it at that. We then had the Carly backstage segment. Jinder Mahal is taking this whole talking mode, like you be Carly, I'll be Jinder Mahal, he's gonna go out there and win today. I'm gonna beat this guy who I won't mention because I want the surprise to be in the match. Carly, let's go. Yeah, that was funny, but we had Jinder Mahal in his debut match on SmackDown versus who? MJ.
Yoshitatsu!
Yoshitatsu! Exciting! Yeah! Woo! Get in there. We get to see Yoshitatsu on SmackDown. This is awesome.
He gets squashed.
Yeah, he gets squashed. But, I mean, I don't mind the squash because it's done to make Jinder Mahal look good. And they need to do that if they're going to be bringing him into the SmackDown tapings, and with Carly especially. So I don't mind the squash. It did its job, in my opinion.
It did. And then afterwards, you see them setting up for Carly to do his vice grip to Yoshitatsu. Yes, I think it's building up both Carly and Mahal.
Yeah, I mean, it's good because what you've got there, you've got Carly, who's an established guy. They needed to turn him heel, but they also needed to give Jinder Mahal a guy who could help put him over, and create Carly as the guy that can do it. So it works for both people. If you see what I mean, it works for both of them. So that was all right. I didn't mind that too much. You do the next match.
Pay-per-view match on SmackDown. Okay. Yeah. Wade Barrett versus Zeke again.
Yeah. What you said there, about why didn't they say this as a pay-per-view? But I mean, we'll talk about the ending later. The ending was, helped that, but the match itself I thought it was alright. I didn't mind the match.
It showed them both powerful, which I liked.
It's just that we had the same old shit with Core coming in, and
the Core. It should have been basically. Maybe it would never happen, but a handicap match. Zeke versus Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel.
Justin Gabriel, who hasn't had a match with Zeke yet, and maybe give him a match with Ezekiel Jackson.
There's two options there, but they just thought that this option would be better.
Typical SmackDown booking, really. Give us something that we need to see on the pay-per-view. There you go. We get at the end of the match, Barrett gets counted out, and the Core is sort of stalking Ezekiel Jackson in the ring. So Barrett gets counted out, so Zeke wins, which kind of gives him a push, so to speak, but Barrett keeps the championship. So he kind of did that in the correct way. No one went over clean, so it leads to the pay-per-view,
I guess. So it's the way they made Zeke, Wade got counted out, but he weren't badly knocked out. He just got a shove outside the ring. So I'm thinking, when I looked at that, I was thinking, that made Wade look bad.
But the one talking point for me here was, we saw Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel go into the ring and attack Zeke, but Barrett just walked away. So is this signs that the Core are going to break up?
About time.
Fucking good, because Barrett needs to go off on his own, doesn't he?
And I'm hoping next week we see there be a big argument with the last 3 remaining Core members.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know what'll happen there, but we'll see. What did we have next? Oh yeah, we had Daniel Bryan versus Ted DiBiase.
Ted DiBiase!
In a match on fucking SmackDown. Yeah, I know, it's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's now a heel. He was a face when he first went to SmackDown. Now he's a heel. His character's confusing me a little bit, but I guess if he's going to be with Cody Rhodes in this, it's the kind of right way to go. And all I'll say about this is it's better booking by WWE because you've got Ted DiBiase who's aligned with Cody Rhodes but not with Cody Rhodes, so you're trying to save your rivalry for the pay-per-view even though they've already had the fucking match and we already know the result from last week.
True.
I don't know.
And this match, I think it was a good match between the two. They both looked quite good against each other.
They're both very similar build and very similar style. They're both good wrestlers, so they can put on a good match. And it was back and forth. There was a lot of kick-outs, so it was a good match.
And I'm thinking, I will say that maybe having these two against each other was too soon because Teddy Bias has been losing. If they haven't get Daniel Bryan, he's going to lose again. So I'm thinking Maybe after Ted DiBiase's won some matches, then maybe we'll pad him against Daniel Bryan.
But at the same time, it's giving that someone who's going to probably be on a pay-per-view a push. Although I do think they may have made Ted look a bit too strong. But, I mean, it was a good match. I'm not going to complain about it. So, and then afterwards, we got Cody Rhodes attacking Daniel Bryan, which we needed because we need more tension between the two for their rivalry.
And out comes Sin Cara.
And what does he do? He doesn't botch his entrance this time. Instead, he botches a Hurricane Rana.
So this is what we think going to form a tag team match.
Teddy Long style.
Yeah, next week it'll be Sin Cara and Daniel Bryan versus Ted and Cody Rhodes.
Probably, who knows? But what I want to know is, now Sin Cara's out there, what's that going to mean for Sin Cara now? Like, is he out of his rivalry with Chavo? Is he going to go in a rivalry with Ted DiBiase?
Well, Chavo won't even appear anywhere, not even backstage anywhere. So I'm just thinking maybe it mean he is out.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with Sin Cara. I really want them to they need to put him in another feud. I mean, they need to really establish this guy. That's what I'm going to say about that one, unless you have anything else to say.
No, I just look forward to see what they do. Like we said, happens next week.
So yeah, at least it was improved booking. That's all I can say. From last week's atrocity of showing the pay-per-view match on a SmackDown. But oh well. Next, yes, I cringe every time I see this on my notes when I watch SmackDown. We had a fucking Raw rehash. One thing I will say though, at least they rehashed the good bit of Raw, which was R-Truth.
Again, the reason they had this we'll explain later, but it was a long video.
Yeah. We're fed up with these.
It filled up time.
Why not use this time to showcase some people on your show, or to give more interview segments?
But
you know,
I will say the reason they showed this video has got R-Truth in, which leads on to R-Truth's
match against Cena.
No, it's NXT.
Oh, NXT rookie, yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, because then, then we had a Johnny Curtis segment. Like, fucking hell, he won NXT season and he's made it to TV, for God's sake. Finally! And he's going on about he's not going to get his title match with R-Truth anymore. Yeah, and then he does this spilled milk, saying that he's going to do what everyone in the WWE does and cry over spilled milk, the reference. Yeah, it was a bit stupid. He poured milk on himself, kind of reminded me of Kurt Angle a little bit. But, does this mean now he's going to try and make some sort of impact on SmackDown?
I'm thinking a heel. I think he'll turn heel because he's going to become a heel, and he's going to make some kind of impact.
Yeah. So that was a weird segment, but in a way it could lead to something. So I won't bash it too much.
No.
Yeah.
Leave that.
And then we had, for the first time in a while, WWE have built their pay-per-view. They announced R-Truth versus Cena officially now. So we finally see some build for the pay-per-view. Then she realized it was on the wrong show.
Talk about build. There was something that was absolutely stupid to show, which is that stupid Barack Obama stuff.
Oh, I'm getting fed up with that.
Yeah,
I just wish they'd get rid
of
that.
That's not building up to the pay-per-view.
It's building up to his next presidential campaign, anyway.
But yeah, let's move on from that.
Okay, so after that Raw rehash and stuff, we got to our main event, which we all knew what this was going to be. Randy Orton versus Sheamus for the WWE title. And the first thing I'll say is, haven't we seen this somewhere before on Raw?
We have, but again, SmackDown just has not got enough main eventers.
Yeah, they don't, and that is a big problem. And that's why they've had to do Sheamus in the main event, isn't it?
There's not really news Carly or Mark Henry or Carly. They're not there yet.
No, the draft really hasn't done its job there. But we could talk about that all day. Maybe even make a podcast about it one day.
Probably could.
This match, I thought it was going to be boring, but I thought this match was very good. It was back and forth. You had Sheamus dominating Orton in places, near falls. I honestly thought it was a good match, especially for a main event with Orton.
Yeah, again, we said that Christian's good against Orton, but Sheamus is not awful. He actually put on some kind of good show against Orton. I agree.
And we had Christian as a special referee. He didn't really have too much influence until the very end. What happened at the end, MJ? Just go through it now.
Okay. Christian, Sheamus accidentally moves it, tries to hit there. Tries to hit Orton, but he hits Christian instead. And then Christian slaps Sheamus, and then Orton hits the RKO out of nowhere, because we never expect that to fucking happen anymore. And then Randy Orton gets the 1-2-3. We kind of knew this was going to happen. It's on SmackDown. The title's not going to change hands. No. I still think it's a stupid idea to have had him as the special referee. Yeah. I think they could have gone with the triple threat idea.
Yeah. But I think the talking point for this would be after the match, because this is pretty much the sort of highlight of... Christian turns heel. So this whole bigger storyline thing might actually be true. Christian turned heel after hitting him with the belt. And
a heel Christian versus a...
face Randy Orton?
Yep.
But I didn't mind. This was good. I like this. This is good. This is what the Christian character needs, especially if it's going to continue for the title. This is what the Christian character needed. And I think we can all guarantee we're going to see a title match at Capital Punishment between those two now.
Yeah, they've had enough build up, so it could happen. Yeah.
And Christian at the end walks away with the belt as well, which I thought was good. And the crowd were booing him like fuck. So
hopefully it will lead to what we just said: a heel Christian versus a face Orton.
So that was a big thing on SmackDown. I really enjoyed that heel turn. It's been waiting to happen for a while now, and it's finally come. Kind of like the Alex Riley thing. We've just waited for a while.
Yeah, a shame it didn't happen during the match, but after the match is just as good. Gives us good send
I
off.
suppose he wants to go after Orton, which is why I made him win.
Yeah,
which kind of makes me. I kind of understand why he made Orton win now. So anyway, NJ, what are your overall thoughts on the show? First the main event, and then the show.
Main event. It did its job, like we've said. It was a good, entertaining match, I think. And again, it's maybe pushed Sheamus back down for a temporary basis, but I think it did its job.
Yeah, but I don't know what they'll do with Sheamus now, but we'll find out soon. What are your overall thoughts on the show as a whole? And grade it.
Overall, there was some of I was thinking, like, whatever. Like, the Zeke versus Wade, that thing was just horrible for me. I've said this before, and I just didn't like that. Looking past that, Sin Cara's left us questioning, so I think the SmackDown was okay. I'll give it probably up towards a C.
Yeah, I would go down the B- route because I thought some good stuff happened. We had the Christian heel turn. There was some bullshit in there, but at least some of the booking has improved from last week. We had Daniel Bryan versus Ted DiBiase, a good match. The main event was a good match. The Raw rehash immediately lowers it for me because it happens every fucking week. But I'll give it a B- just because I thought there was some good stuff. There was some very good stuff in this SmackDown, but there was also some bad stuff as well. But
yeah, it has done its things for the pay-per-view, so I guess a B would be more.
Exactly, and it had an good opening, and it didn't have an opening promo, it had an opening match, which immediately goes up in my books.
Yes, I guess we'll give it a B.
C from you.
No, we're going to change it to a B now.
Oh, you want it a B?
It has been explained about. It's built up to the pay-per-view. It's gave us the opening idea of what's to come, so yeah.
Okay, so you're a B, I'm a B-.
Yeah, that's it.
Fair enough, alright then. Those are our opinions on the Friday edition of SmackDown, the first one of June, of course. Make sure you guys put your thoughts on the show down below in that comment section down there. You see that box down there? Yeah, you see it, yeah. Anyway, that has been it from us, the British Fist. NJ, can I get a what's up? What's up? Can I get a what's up? What's up? Can I get a what's up? What's up? Testify!